Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down complex ideas from original sources. Today, we're going to talk about a hidden rhythm that seems to govern almost everything we do, a kind of secret mathematical pattern that's hiding in plain sight.
So let me ask you this. What could your email habits possibly have in common with a monkey looking for its lunch? It sounds like the start of a bad joke, right? But the answer actually points to this incredible mathematical signature that's woven into the fabric of our behavior.
And get this pattern isn't some new discovery. Researchers found it hiding in the timing of historical letters. Take Einstein. Most of his replies were sent off pretty quickly, but every now and then one would take ages. And we see that exact same rhythm today. It's in the way you interact with stuff online, like the time between the movies you decide to rate on Netflix. A bunch in one night, and then maybe nothing for weeks.
What's wild is that it even shows up in nature, in the way a shark hunts for food. You see these quick flurries of intense activity, followed by these long, patient pauses. It's the same pattern.
So today, we're diving into a really fascinating research paper that digs into this universal pattern. And what the authors are suggesting is pretty mind-blowing, that a lot of our behavior isn't just random chaos. It's actually following a profoundly simple, hidden order. So what is this mysterious pattern? I mean, how on earth can the way you send emails follow the same mathematical rule as a spider monkey searching for fruit? Well, the concept has a name. It's called scale invariance. And it just means that the basic pattern of a behavior looks the same no matter how you zoom in or out. There's no typical amount of time for anything. Instead, you get a whole bunch of really short bursts of activity and then a few really long pauses. The paper gives us a brilliant way to visualize this. So, imagine we're looking at a 24-hour log of a mouse's movement. From this far out, it just looks like a messy, jagged line of activity and then rest. Kind of chaotic. Okay, but here's where it gets weird. Watch what happens when we zoom in on just 1 hour of that data. All of a sudden, that pattern of frantic little bursts and quiet pauses starts to look strangely familiar, doesn't it? And if we zoom in again to just a few minutes, you see that the jagged pattern is still there. It looks pretty much the same at every single scale. That right there is scale invariance in action. And this isn't just about mice, not at all. The paper shows this same scale-free signature in dozens of different behaviors. Those numbers you see here, the scaling exponent, they're like a mathematical fingerprint for this bursty rhythm. And it pops up everywhere, from how fruit flies turn to how we humans communicate. For years, scientists tried to explain this with a really complex idea from physics called criticality. The basic idea was that a system had to be perfectly fine-tuned, like balancing a pencil on its tip, to show this pattern. But this paper comes along and says, hang on, what if it's much simpler? What if this isn't some special, delicate state, but just the natural default rhythm of living things? Okay, let's get to the core experiment to see how they tested this new idea, because this is where things get really, really clever. So here's the big question they had to answer. If this pattern isn't just us reacting to emails pinging us, or a monkey reacting to a complex jungle, could it be coming from inside? Could the brain be generating it all on its own? So, to find out, they designed this beautiful experiment. They basically created the most boring environment imaginable for a mouse. They put it in a simple box with no tasks to do, no changing lights or sounds, and all the food and water it could want. They just let it, well, be a mouse. And the result was absolutely incredible. After they took away every possible thing for the mouse to react to, no tasks, no distractions, nothing, its own spontaneous behavior still followed that exact same scale invariant pattern. This was huge. It strongly supported their new idea. As the researchers put it, the pattern doesn't seem to depend on the outside world. Instead, it likely reflects the underlying natural rhythm of the nervous system itself. Okay, so if the pattern isn't coming from the outside world, how in the world does the brain create this rhythm all by itself? What's the mechanism inside our heads? The theory the paper proposes is actually pretty elegant. It comes down to this idea that the brain operates on two totally different speeds at the same time. You've got the microscopic, super fast firing of neurons. We're talking milliseconds. And then you have the macroscopic, slow-moving deadlines of life, like needing to find food or get some sleep over many hours. And here's the kicker. The complex, bursty pattern of our lives doesn't need a complex cause. It's what's called an emergent property. It's like how simple water molecules can create a complex, beautiful snowflake. This rhythm is just a natural, unavoidable byproduct of a brain that's built to work on both incredibly fast and incredibly slow timescales at the same time. No special fine-tuning needed.
All right, let's zoom back out for a second and talk about why this is such a big deal. The implications of this are massive. This idea of a single intrinsic dynamic could be a game changer. It might be the key to a unified understanding of all sorts of behaviors, from the simplest to the most complex, right across the animal kingdom. We're talking about the way a shark hunts, the way a mouse just moves around in a cage, and even the very rhythm of human conversations. And that brings us right to the heart of it, the big takeaway from this whole study. The hidden rhythm of our lives, all our bursts of action and our long periods of quiet, might not be driven by our to-do lists or the world around us. It might just be coming from the fundamental, built-in rhythm of our own brains. So it really leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? The next time you get that sudden, spontaneous urge to check your phone or get a snack or just get up and pace around, are you really making a conscious choice? Or are you maybe just following the beat of your brain's own internal drum?